Good afternoon, Facebook. Welcome to our live chat about team driving with Schneider. My name is Mari. I'm a recruiter here with Schneider. I've been here about 14 years and I'm more than excited to answer all the questions you might have today regarding Schneider overall, but specifically teams.
And I am Brittany. I am also excited to be here today. I have been with Schneider for 3 years and loved every moment of it. Also very excited to make some good connections today and answer any questions you might have.
Great. Well, we have a couple questions out there that we didn't get a chance to answer before we went live. Marcus Smith, if you're still out there, new to the Atlanta area, great. Welcome to Atlanta. As far as getting your CDL, Schneider does have a couple options. We do have some paid CDL programs in some areas. So what we would have you do is give us a call at our 1-800-44-PRIDE number and speak to one of our screening agents who could guide you to the right location to find out exactly what you need to do to join that program and get your CDL license. So just a couple things about teams, just to touch base on what we have going on right now in fourth quarter. We do run what we call temporary teams, which is a really awesome program. So some people might not be as familiar with teams or might not want to, commit to it long term. What we do here fourth quarter is ramping up freight needs. Customer needs are more significant. We will find a partner for you. We'll run you fourth quarter as a team, and then you can stay on as a team at the end, or if you want, you can go solo, or you can leave Schneider with no strings attached. It's a really good opportunity for you to get the experience in that configuration, but also to make top dollar and get the most miles possible in that fourth quarter. We all know the holidays coming up, everyone can use a little extra cash, but it's a really great program that Schneider has to offer. It's not new, but it's something we're definitely trying to promote a little bit more. So if you're interested in learning more about the temporary team opportunities, we would love to hear from you.
And there's always more information at schneiderjobs.com, and the 1-800-44-PRIDE number has a recruiting specialist at the ready to answer any questions that might come up as well. So make sure to give them a call. They would love to give you some information, as Mari said. There's also some really neat opportunities to learn a little bit more just about people who have driven as teams in the past, or just about some of our drivers at our Slice of Orange blog, which is also found at schneiderjobs.com. So sometimes we'll have current drivers put a blog out there, or driver managers, or anyone within the organization has the opportunity to just give you a little bit of insight to kind of the goings on within the organization. And you have a lot of really neat opportunities to read about what's going on inside and outside of driving.
And just a couple fun facts about teams, if those of you watching are new to the industry or teams in general. What we do here at Schneider is we do match you up with a team partner if you don't have one, which is really nice because you don't have to feel the pressure of coming in with someone else that wants to do the same position as you do. Another fun fact about teams is you are kind of the elite drivers of the organization, and what I mean by that is you are not only getting the newest and best equipment, you're also hauling freight for customers that may be high value or time sensitive, which puts you kind of in a different class. And then on top of that, the compensation for teams is also significantly higher because of the needs and the demand of the position, being that you're essentially tag teaming that truck. One's driving and one's sleeping. We understand the demands that can put on you physically, emotionally. So we compensate you for that. So there's a lot of differences in the team world that actually are benefits to you as a driver versus a solo driver doing the same kind of work.
Mm-hmm. I think also what's kind of neat to add to what Mari said was when you are a team driver, you automatically get an automatic truck. So you have that chance to roll right in. It's going to be a newer model, and I think the thing that I like the most is it's a lot better for your knees, so you don't have to worry about clutching as much. It can lead to a longer career as well. So there's a lot of positives to coming and joining this team. Not only is it more pay, more miles, the high value loads, and being one of the elite, but you also know you're getting newer equipment, which is always exciting in this business.
Absolutely. So time at home, obviously being a truck driver is one of the most important things next to pay, at least from my perspective. Teams offer 6 or 7 different configurations for time at home. So you could do a 12 and 2 like a solo driver would, and then we do allow you to stay out as many as 6 weeks and then be home for 7 full days. So there is all of that in between as well. There is no set schedule. So if you know you need to be home on a weekend for an event and that's 3 weeks away, you let your manager know you need to be home on that specific day and we will get you home. And the next time you might want to stay out a little longer because you have plans to be home for an extended period of time. The flexibility for teams is, it's different than the rest of truck driving in my opinion, because we do have that vast differences in the time configurations that we offer you.
Well, we got a good question here from Gary. Hi, Gary. If you are driving as a team, the team always has an assigned truck unless otherwise specified. It's not very common to slip seat as a team driver, so the two of you will know that that's your truck and that no one else has been using it when you're taking your time off. We usually, if you're partnering with someone that say is 30 miles away from you, that truck usually gets parked in a central location that's easy for both of you to get to. If you live in the same city, it's usually even more doable to have that truck at a location that's easy for both of you to get to.
And Marcus, yeah, there are always recruiting events out of the Atlanta area. We have our operating center right there in Atlanta. What I would suggest you do is go to schneiderjobs.com, and we actually list out there all of our recruiting events based off of your location. So it might not be specifically at a Schneider location, it might be at another career event in the area. But yes, we always are posting different events out there for you to speak to one of our field recruiters, boots on the ground, people that are in the field, just to talk to you and get you more familiarized with what we do here. And Ms. Slip Powell, as far as teams home on weekends, there are specific, maybe dedicated positions throughout the country where we may have more of that configuration. However, being where I am right now, I don't have the access to that, but what I would have you do is check out schneiderjobs.com, put in your zip code, and that'll pop up and populate any position we have in your area. So if we do indeed have a team position that gets you home every weekend out of that area, it would then show you on our website.
And another, I think, really neat thing that is a really good bonus for team drivers is it's not very often that you'll have to touch the freight. So team driving is great for drivers that really like to rack up those miles and know that they're not going to be responsible for removing any of that freight. It really, especially because the loads are higher value, usually our customers want to unload those. So it's definitely a much higher percentage of getting on the road and really getting those good miles.
Absolutely. Kabrangu, as far as pay, everybody's pay is based off of experience. However, it is also based off of where you live. So that's a conversation we would want to have with you one-on-one. So go ahead and give us a call or go to schneiderjobs.com and submit an application, and we'd be more than happy to discuss specific numbers with you in that kind of arena.
And just to reiterate, team drivers are among the highest paid in Schneider's fleet, so it's a great position if that's what you're considering.
Absolutely.
And also, I think a neat thing to just mention while we have your attention here is, I know everyone in the industry is starting to become aware of the electronic logging mandate that's coming down the pipe. I think December will be here before we know it. And if you join a company like us, we've already got those electronic logging devices in place. So we don't have to worry about getting stopped and getting sidelined to get all of that inspected. It's already been taken care of with Schneider, so you don't have to anticipate any lags in getting your freight to where it needs to be because of maybe something that's not up to code. We've already got you taken care of, so we'll keep you moving.
And again, I'm Mari. I'm a recruiter here with Schneider in our driver recruiting department. Ms. Lip Powell, another great question. Flatbed teams, again, flatbed isn't a typical line of business for us. We do have customers that require that as a specialty trailer. Again, if those positions are available, they would be based off of your specific zip code where you are in Alabama. So schneiderjobs.com, type in your zip code, and anything we have available will pop up there for you to show you what's out there.
And if you ever have any questions about what's up there, that's another opportunity for you to contact. And you know, with us, you're not going to talk to a robot. You will definitely get to talk to a human, and they'll be able to help work on what the best opportunity is for you based on your needs and your situation.
Absolutely. So just another couple of fun facts about teams. We also have a position called Jet Set. It might sound a little strange when you hear that terminology, but essentially we want you to drive for Schneider no matter where you live, and we will actually fly you from your closest airport to a truck so you can actually drive cross country. Your team partner could essentially live on the completely opposite side of the country as you, and we would find that common ground and get you both there to do your 3 weeks over the road. What's great about our Jet Set position is not only the difference of locations you could go to every time you go out over the road, but we also give you a full 5 days off with 2 travel days sandwiched in there. So it's a 21-day work schedule with 5 full days off a month, which again, the time at home being so important to so many of you truck drivers on the road, you know, it's a great option for you to have that consistent time at home every single time you go out over the road.
Yeah, and work-life balance is huge, so to know that you're gonna have that much time off, it's great for, you know, to keep everything looking good at home and things like that. So it's been a very popular position with drivers over the last couple of years, that, you know, because you get to do that sort of thing and you're not limited by geography to wherever your team partner is. So great point.
Mertella Garba, as far as intermodal owner-operators, being that we are on the company line of business, as Brittany and I are recruiters, I don't have a lot of visibility to our owner-operator needs. We do have a owner-operator website that we do offer all of the positions that are available to you out of that specific market in California. So again, I would direct you to Schneider Jobs, select the owner-operator, and we would be able to then, by zip code, determine if we had any options for you in California for intermodal.
And there's actually another website as well. It's SchneiderOwnerOperators.com, where you can just go right to that and you don't have to click through. And there's also information about where to, you know, look for what's available and which recruiters would be best able to assist you with that too.
Absolutely. And Ms. Liphowell, another great question. Do you lease owner-operators for teams? Absolutely. Again, that would go through our owner-operator team. When Brittany just mentioned the website that you can go directly to, you can fill out an online profile there and you can speak to one of our owner-operator recruiters that could walk you through the specific details of what it is that you would need to do in order to lease a truck through Schneider. And we do have that option right here in Green Bay, actually.
Oh, and Chris, hi Chris. Team drivers, just to remind you guys, team drivers are guaranteed an automatic truck, so you know that it'll be newer. I think the average age of a team driving truck is actually 8 months, so you know you've got some good new equipment, and Schneider's got a stellar reputation for making sure the equipment's always properly maintained, so you'll know that you're getting some good equipment and that you're getting something that's relatively new, and it's also going to be an assigned truck, so some great opportunities there to get some good equipment right out of the gates.
And Quincy, based off of your chat, I don't know where you're located, so I can't tell you where your closest terminal is, but if you want to let us know where you are physically located, I can tell you where your closest terminal would be to you, or at least where we would have training options. We have terminals all over the United States, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's where you're going to be based out of. For example, teams are only based out of 3 locations nationwide. We have our West Memphis, Arkansas operating center that manages teams, our Indianapolis, Indiana operating center, and then for our West Coast folks, that would be our Phoenix operating center. So regardless of where you're located, you may actually be based and managed out of a location that isn't necessarily geographically sound to where you are. So where you are and what position you're applying for, that definitely makes a difference as to where your home base is. But as most of you know, we do have a pretty large presence all over the United States. So it might not be a Schneider stamped operating center, but we have park locations in different places all over the United States.
Oh, and Quincy, you live in Missouri, so knowing that, most likely we would have you domiciled out of Indianapolis, if that's of any help. And
yep.
Oh, and Miss Powell, all right, see you in 3 weeks. That's
awesome.
Exciting.
Welcome.
Very exciting.
Welcome. Oscar, we do have things that are not automatic, unfortunately not in the team world. Schneider is transitioning our entire fleet over to fully automated transmission. So eventually, hopefully within the next year or so, we will have a complete automated fleet and we won't have any standard transmission or manual transmission any longer. So if you want to be a team driver, it would be automatic. But I haven't had any feedback from anyone that didn't thoroughly enjoy it, especially drivers that have been doing this for a long time. So,
Nicholas, are you asking? I think you're asking, what do you have if I want to be home on weekends? I live in Georgia. That would be a very good opportunity for you to check out our website at schneiderjobs.com and enter in your zip code, and actually under every single job description it'll say what the time at home is. So you would probably benefit most from looking for something with a home weekly description.
Wayman Graham Jr. Slip seating is specifically for the accounts that we may have 3 drivers for 2 trucks, or if it's a day and night local shift. So it more or less is just utilization of that equipment. So for example, if we have what we call a home run program where we have 3 drivers and 2 trucks, well, one driver is doing their home time while the other 2 are driving, and they kind of just cycle through those 2 trucks. And again, like I said, the local driving, intermodal, for example, you may not have your own truck every day because you may do a 12-hour shift and then someone's coming behind you to do a 12-hour shift. It wouldn't make sense for us to have a truck and a power sitting there not being utilized, because that is revenue generating for us.
Oh, and just again here, my name is Brittany and this is Mari. We are here today to talk about team driving here at Schneider. So once again, I'm Brittany. I've been with Schneider for 3 years. Very, very excited to be here. Very proud to work for this company.
And I'm Mari. I've been here 14 years, and I am very excited to be sharing our information about teams with you all.
Oh, and Ronald M. Johnson, to answer your question about will they fly you to your terminal, absolutely. If you are part of the jet set position, we are going to work to find whichever airport is the closest to where you are. And then you will fly out to one of the terminals where you'll pick up a truck that's clean and ready for you and your team partner to use, and you'll go from there, averaging 5,000 to 6,000 miles per week as a team.
Brett Morton, as far as your yard driving, great experience. As far as how hard it is to get a position or dedicated route, it really depends on availability and timing. If you don't see anything out there now that looks appealing to you on our website, when you log into schneiderjobs.com, a little box comes up on the right-hand side and it says alerts, and you can actually go in and set up an alert to notify you when something dedicated or what you're interested in becomes available. What I would just have you do is submit an application to a position that you see out there that you think is a good fit for you. And what you can do once you get through the recruiting process is Brittany and myself are here to kind of help you find that perfect fit. And if it's not right now, it doesn't mean never, it's just not now, and we'll work with you as far as timing is concerned to find the best opportunity for you and what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and okay, Quincy, in terms of the next destination, how late can you be? Well, ideally, we know it's a perfect world. Winter's coming up sooner, before we know it, it'll be here. And you always want to just make sure that you're notifying your manager. With Schneider, we really take that safety core value to heart, and we always would feel that nothing that we do is worth harming ourselves or harming others. So make sure to have that conversation with your manager. There's always kind of a window. If you're not there on the dot, there is a little bit of a window of time before you would start being penalized for that load coming in late.
Absolutely. And price, actually, we do have around the United States in certain markets, we do have paid CDL training. And what I mean by paid CDL is we would actually pay for you to go to a truck driving school. We'd pay that school on your behalf. You would sign a contract to drive with Schneider then for a year. You fulfill that contract, we rip it up, it goes away, and you have your license and a year experience. It is based off of where you live, so I again would have you give us a call or go to our website and look to see what availability there are in your area. It will say on our website, if we do have the CDL training, it will say paid CDL training right as a job option, and you can actually apply to that specifically, and then you'll get to one of us who knows that you need to actually go through the training program. We actually have a special team that works with folks just like you, so we'd love to hear from you.
And Rich, the best way to make sure that you're getting the most up-to-date answer is to make sure that you visit schneiderjobs.com and enter your zip code and take a look at what's available for team driving. The zip code search is what allows you to see exactly what's available right now, because it's kind of a live update. So if a position's filled, it's immediately taken off of the site so that you know you're not looking at old information. And it's also, as soon as a new position is added to kind of our repertoire there, our arsenal, I guess, for lack of a better word, you are able to see that and apply right away as well.
And Davey Broadhurst, I believe we use TransFlow for our bill of ladings and how we get that entered into the system. And I don't know that the drivers get charged anything for any kind of usage on our end. That would all be a company paid. If there are ever any out-of-pocket expenses for anything like that, you are reimbursed 100% when you submit any kind of receipts to your leader.
Mm-hmm. And Quincy, yes, we do have rider programs, so you are allowed to bring a passenger. Depending on your experience, there might be a time frame that you're required to wait, but if you come with a certain amount of experience, there's a possibility to come right away. Requirement is that the rider is 18 or older, unless it's a family member, then we'll drop that age requirement to 10 or older.
And hello, Jack from California.
How's the weather?
So we're just going through some more of these questions again, and my name is Mari. I'm a recruiter with Schneider and actually specialized in team recruiting for quite a few years. So it's something that gets me very excited when I talk to folks, especially people new to the industry. Husband and wife teams, I think, are the best as well. If you are willing to go down that route, I know a lot of folks will come out and do a second career or a twilight after retirement kind of situation, and kind of best of all worlds there as far as being able to go and see the country that you may not have seen before, but also make money while you're doing it. And we work for money. I think that's a true statement we can all agree to. Teams make the best as far as compensation is concerned. We also have the miles there. Not that we don't for solo, we do, but like I said earlier, the nature of the freight for teams tends to be a little more time sensitive, a little more the cost of the freight's a little higher. So we have the freight there, we have the customers paying for a premium, and we compensate you for that.
And the length of haul is about twice as long. You're talking about an average of about 1,100 miles for a team. So very important that we've got two good drivers getting that freight there safely.
Absolutely. And to touch on that, we have teams that are experienced based off of how they're managing their hours of service and their driving time are getting over 7,000 miles a week. So when you think about that in a solo perspective, 2,500 to 3,000 being kind of on the high end for a solo, to say that you're getting 7,000 miles or more a week as a team, which is realistic, I think speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
In Wayman, as far as military, 88 Mike, we do recognize that. We do have a program where it's based off of when you discharged. So if you have discharged within the last year or two, we would love to talk to you about what we have to offer as far as giving you pay credit for that driving in the military. And thank you so much for your service to our country as well. We also have some other programs as far as military apprentice program, where we can tap into your benefits that you may have available to you through your post 9/11 or your GI Bill, and help get some of those as education purposes as well. So we have an entire team here devoted just to folks like you who are post-military and want to drive. So again, I would encourage you to give us a call or check out our website so we can talk to you more specifically to what your experience is. Great question, thank you.
And it looks like Quincy had a question about the dry van versus tanker. Yeah, that's actually a very good question, and I would definitely encourage you to give us a call. That's one that we can get the very good information and the right information about your situation and what you could realistically expect. So that website is an awesome resource, and I would definitely recommend using it. There is a lot of information on there, and you'll get the right number to call based on what your specific need is as well. So great question. Thank you.
So we just have a couple more minutes here on our live feed. I just want to say thank you for everyone that came out today to ask your questions. These are great questions. We're hoping that we've enlightened you a little bit to the team world and given you some understanding as to the benefits of what team drivers have versus some other lines of business. You know, truck driving is hard in itself, but being a team driver I think is the toughest. So again, we try to do our best to compensate you and to acknowledge that it's not easy work, and to say thank you by, you know, the time at home flexibility, the pay flexibility, sign-on bonuses. We also have quarterly performance bonuses that actually are higher than our solo folks as well. So
yeah, and I think, you know, to add to what Mari's saying here, driving in general, professional driving is a hugely important responsibility. I think a lot of people don't understand and appreciate how important it is that you're moving freight safely and that you're keeping the motoring public safe, and driving as a team is just really even that much more elite. So I definitely agree with Mari, that's why you get this flexibility and you get the higher pay and you get those high value loads, because, you know, professional driving is absolutely an important position and it's very much appreciated by our team here.
Absolutely. Alex, as far as annual running for teams, it is going to be, again, based off of where you live regionally. Pay is based off of, you know, where you're located and what the cost of living, so forth. It also really depends on you and your team partner. I don't like to say that in a way to come across negative, but if you're not running the miles, you're not making any money. So we really put a lot of that responsibility as far as your earning potential on you as the driver. I would definitely go out there and look at our website to see if we have anything available. And I see Orlando, we don't have all the pay right here memorized in front of you. We have thousands of jobs available. Unfortunately, I can't give you that number right off the top of my head, but I'd love to talk to you. I actually recruit for teams out of Florida, so give us a call, and I'd love to speak with you more specifically.
Oh, Adrian, hi, are you in Europe? Awesome. Yeah, but we are actually located in the United States, so it would definitely be something you would want to consider, and we hope you do. If you decide to relocate to the United States, we'd love to talk to you.
Absolutely. And Alex, you're welcome. We'd love to hear from you. We definitely have a lot of opportunities out of that Florida market. And Jack, thank you. We really enjoy working for Schneider, and we hope that you do too, and everyone that's listening would be wanting to give us some more of their time.
Oh, hi, Bryn Stevens-Smith. Absolutely, we can definitely help you find a team partner. So if you don't have one, don't let that hold you back. We will definitely work on finding you a team partner who's nearby and, you know, ready to run freight with you. As part of our division.
And just to touch on that, we do match partners. We don't make you stay with your partner. So
right.
People get scared and say, well, I don't know anybody. I don't want to get stuck with someone. If it's not working out, you just let your manager know, and they will do whatever they can to accommodate you as far as finding a different partner. You know, we're not going to get anything out of you if you're not satisfied with what's going on in the truck. So we recognize that, and we'll do our best to find someone that's going to be a good fit for you.
And I think a lot of the time what I have happen is I'll have someone that I worked with and they join the organization as a solo driver. They love their job so much they convince someone else to get their CDL, and then we put them together as well.
Sure.
So you don't have to have experience to join Schneider, and we have that flexibility to match you with someone who might already be part of the team. So if you know someone that's part of Schneider, talk to them and see if they want to do team. We'd love to bring you on board any way we can get you.
We want to thank you again so much for your time today. We just have a couple minutes here. Again, SchneiderJobs.com is where you can find all of the posted positions that we have available out of your specific market. I recommend putting in your zip codes specifically. States can be a little vague and positions are very much narrowed down based off of regionality of where you live, but that's a great start for you, and want to thank you all for your questions today.
Yeah, and if you submit an application, our team usually gets back to you within 24 hours. We say 24 hours, but usually it's more like within an hour or two, so that's huge. And just as one final thing here, we are doing another Facebook Live chat next Wednesday, October 11th. That week we will be focusing on women within the trucking industry, so very neat opportunity. You do not need to be a woman to watch the chat, but if you have any questions at all, I would definitely love to see everyone next week as well.
And Brittany will actually be our face again, talking to you all about women in trucking. So.
Oh, and yeah, it looks like we got one last question here from Brent Stevens-Smith. Absolutely. If you have a buddy who just got the CDL you can definitely team. You do not have to have matching team experience. You will each be paid for half of the miles driven, and each of you will have your rate based on the amount of experience that you bring to us. So that was a great question, a great way to wrap up here.
All right, well, thank you again so much for joining us today. SchneiderJobs.com, or give us a call at 1-800-44-PRIDE.
All right, thank you.